Real niggas know. Only my real niggas know. Yeah. We ain't comfortable as y'all. Nah, I've been in way too many bangos and brushes with the law. My real niggas know. Only my real niggas know.
Right?
Had the same shit on it.
Y'all niggas love Jay-Z, don't it? Let's talk about Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Let's go and get into pause. Let's go and get into Jay-Z.
What do you think about
NFL? Let me go and preface it. Jay-Z did a deal with the NFL to, what is it? I know he's supposed to like coordinate the Super Bowl and maybe some other, like score some other NFL related events. People feel he sold out. He said they asked him about, Colin Kaepernick situation.
Would you kneel?
They asked him would he kneel, and he said
He paused.
we passed kneeling, and he said something about Colin. He said he spoke with Colin Kaepernick. Colin's fiance came out and said they hadn't spoken to him. Jay-Z, he said it's time to get past the kneeling. Now what are we gonna do next? What are we gonna do now? Now tell me what do you guys feel about what do you guys feel about that?
We passed kneeling. I don't think he should have said that. I know what he meant though. It's time to like put action to it. I don't understand why they want to sit at that table though. Like that's the big thing with me. People like we needed somebody at the table. Like why though? Why we want that?
Who said that?
This is just. All right, so when I say this,
social media.
Social media. That's what I'm saying.
The
like,
masses.
The masses on social
People
media.
saying people that's defending it, because a lot of people not like
Yeah.
people usually don't give kickback or pushback and don't criticize Jay-Z
Exactly.
because you gonna be called a hater off the rip. So if you criticize the nigga, but people like nah man,
Yeah. Like,
I can't
rock with it, man.
Right.
Like,
So
I don't get why. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do so much for our community as far as awareness, and you want to get social injustice. Like we don't need the NFL, bro.
I was at the barbershop, Birmingham House of Cuts. Jimmy, Jay, and Tori, best barbershop in the city, and we were discussing that whole little thing, and I see what the issue is. Like we're all over the board. Like niggas we don't really understand much about nothing. You know what I'm saying? If one guy trying to defend the Jay-Z situation, had another nigga, he was kind of opposing Jay-Z, but he was throwing out a bunch of shit that ain't make no sense about it. You know what I'm saying? So Jay-Z saying it's time to get past kneeling. And I'm struggling to understand what the NFL what's the NFL gonna do about social injustice and when Colin was kneeling for, which was
Police brutality.
No. It wasn't just police.
Yeah.
He said that's one of them.
Yeah.
He said oppression
For sure.
to minorities or black people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Really black people.
Mm-hmm.
Black people being oppressed in this country. That's the reason why he was kneeling. Because the flag didn't stand for freedom and justice for all.
Yeah.
What is the NFL? What can the NFL do to better the living situations or the injustices that are done to black people in this country? What can the NFL do? You know what I mean? It's not a government organization. What can the NFL do? Roger Goodell he's just an employee for the NFL. What can Jay-Z partnering with them do?
We're not partnering. They offer nigga a job.
I mean, but they supposedly, what was car? Was that cars or was that one of y'all niggas?
It's not a. It's
said
not a
they supposed to go
partnership.
to the hood and
What
go
are
to
they
the,
talking about?
Yeah.
Bringing awareness to these things. They're supposed to invest money in certain communities and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe it.
Okay, so, all right, so that's cool. So going to bring awareness, how is that Now, cause I didn't hear nothing about. Cause I seen Jay-Z come out on stage with Hillary. Him and Beyonce come out on stage with Hillary, and support her to help her get elected. But I didn't hear nothing about we partnering with senators, congressmen, politicians.
Let's make a difference.
To let's change the laws. I didn't hear that.
Nope.
I didn't hear that come out of his mouth. So how's the NFL gonna help you doing a deal with them gonna help
Us.
black people as a whole? And then he made the statement that it wasn't about Colin getting a job, but the reason Colin was kneeling was because of the social injustices,
That's the reason he lost his job.
and that's why he lost his job, right?
He lost his job for kneeling.
So
Silent protest.
how is it not about that? He said, I'm for protest, but the man had been blackballed out of the league for protesting. How you for protesting? You know what I mean? So, but with Jay-Z, this shouldn't really be surprising because if we go back through his history,
Brooklyn.
he did this before that, he did this to Rockefeller with Dame. He did Dame like that. Armadale, they had Armadale vodka. He was doing Belvedere and Grey Goose ads when they had Armadale. He did with Rockaware. He was out here talking about Evisu jeans, and y'all had Rockaware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't really make too much sense. Then with Brooklyn,
These ain't Diesel. These is Evisu. Yeah.
Then with Brooklyn, we thought he was part owner. Like they put he owned 1% of the team, and they got him on a billboard.
Yep.
They using him as a face, they used him as a pawn because he got influence in the black community.
Yeah.
And what they do, usher in gentrification in the Brooklyn community. Ushered in gentrification. He talked all that in 444. He said, buy the block back. That's how you flip it or something. He ain't do that shit. He ain't practicing what he preach. Y'all niggas still taking advances, huh? Me and my niggas taking real chances. He just took an advance from the NFL. He took an advance from Live Nation a couple weeks ago when he signed a new deal with them. Like, you know what I mean? You're under the microscope. I mean, ain't nobody talking about it. People ain't gonna talk about it because they just love Jay-Z. But he ushered in gentrification with Brooklyn. The people in that community spoke about the jobs not being given to, they wasn't benefiting from the jobs at the Barclays and all the businesses that was opened around it. You moved them out, they uprooted, had to move somewhere else.
They can't afford it now.
Yeah, they can't afford to live in Brooklyn. So with Jay-Z, with that situation, we look at that and say, hey, what he showed us his track record. You know what I mean? We see his track record. He been working on a deal for a year.
Over a year.
So I guess him telling Travis Scott, don't do the Super Bowl, trying to get Big Boy not to do it. They say Jermaine Dupri had a deal on the table with NFL and Jay told him to not take it.
Say Jermaine Dupri denied that though.
Okay. But
Yeah, but
Brian Michael Cox, that's his homeboy. Brian Michael Cox, producer, said on the radio, he told Jermaine, so, and them they friends, so Jermaine Dupri might be saying, hey, you trying to pull back, he don't want no issues. Cause Jay still he's still in good with powerful people that could hurt you. You know what I mean? Like Lior, he runs YouTube now. So YouTube a big outlet. So you know what I mean? So you don't want to mess with that. Live Nation, Jay-Z's in good with Live Nation. They run all the touring. So you don't want to you know what I mean? You don't want to be on the bad side of that. So I can see a lot of people that ain't really saying nothing. And everybody I seen do an interview since, and they asked them about it, they say, we're just going to wait to see. Well, we already know what's going to happen. We already seen what happened with Brooklyn. But I got to wait to see. Dame just said the other day, man, Jay Ben ain't shit. He said, why? Man, Jay Ben ain't shit, man. Like, what?
Niggas surprised now.
Like, we surprised now. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I just like some bullshit. It's, you know, and it upsets me because I know my people we always have people that influence us and people that are influencers to the community and to the culture. And he's an influence. Regardless if I ain't like, cause you know what I mean, had some guys telling me that, man, I don't look up to JC. Bro, it ain't about you. You one person. We got it's 40, 50 million black people. You know what I mean? At least 10% of them look to Jay-Z for some kind of influence, and then we got the NFL on the ropes. We ain't watching it, and I was just trying to tell this old head. You know what I mean? You try to respect your elders, but you know what I mean? It be tough, and I see where the disconnect come between the youth and the older people. The older people, I don't know if they forgetful or they just don't know. But the old nigga trying to tell me, man, the NFL don't depend on black people because black people can't afford to go to the game, which is not true. You get tickets, that's simple, that's easy. You know what I mean?
They go to NBA game and college game, but can't go to the NFL game.
Yeah, we can go. I mean, it's easy. Like tickets, if you care to go, you can go. They ain't cost that much.
Yeah.
But they make the money off of
ratings.
The TV deals. The money is in the advertisement.
Yeah.
Who spends more money than the black people? We spend more money than every race of people in this country. And I ain't talking about per capita. I'm talking about dollar amount. We spend more money than everybody. Advertisement. Advertisement. They trying to put it in the black people's face.
Everything.
You know what I mean?
All these restaurants, all these fast food restaurants like McDonald's, I'm loving it, 365.
Bro, they made whole documentaries in the 50s about selling to black people because the higher, the more expensive you make it, or the more luxurious, pardon me, I'm halfway drunk. But the more luxurious you make it appear to be, black people will want it and want to feel like I'm just as good as you are, so I'm gonna go get it. You go in the store, you show them the cheapest thing first, and say, hey, now this might be, you can't afford that, and they gonna say, nah, man, I want the $100 shirt.
Yeah.
Show me, nah, I can get that. You know what I mean? To make you know, cause you know what I mean. So
it's like a black man or black family move to the neighborhood, it's all white. I'm the only black person over here. It's like
and feel like, and they paying more than everybody else paying for their house.
It's an accomplishment.
Yeah, they feel like that.
Like, man,
so
they know niggas over here with us.
But
Like, wow, you feel that way? Yeah, man.
Only house on that block paid for.
I think it was 1956. I think the documentary came out, How to Sell to Blacks, or some shit like that, or selling to the Negro, something like that. But they made it about selling to us because we gonna go buy it, man. We gonna spend it. You know what I mean? So
even if we ain't got it,
you know what I'm saying? So it's you sitting at home watching TV, that's capital, and that's power in that, and it's power in just turning the TV off. And that's what a lot of us did. Even if it was just 10% of us,
they noticed it.
They felt it. You know what I mean? They could feel it, and then it just keep growing because the influence getting stronger. Like consciousness is like at an all-time high. You know what I mean? Across the board.
You see everything. You research anything now.
Right, and you go get a nigga like Jay-Z who's like trying to play, like he playing the fence. He like seem like he conscious. You know what I mean? But he still over here with them.
He a puppet to a point.
Nah, he a puppet to the.
Yeah.
We see now.
Yeah.
He was a puppet with Brooklyn, and he's a puppet now with the NFL. We see now. We see.
Yeah, I just want to see how it play out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, man. I'm glad we got a chance to tap on it. Pause.
Also, August is also, they said 400 years ago. They said what? August 20th. They were trying to say.
August 19th.
August 19th.
1619.
Yeah.
Well, they got like a little documentary or some shit like that.
Yeah, coming out.
It's called 1619 Project. I think we spoke about this not too long ago, but
did.
We can't. First of all, we were here before anybody ever. They found artifacts from Egypt that were, I think, 165,000 years old over in California, and it was from, I can't remember where dynasty it was from, of Egypt. Cool. They found, if you ain't with that, they found bones in South Carolina 150,000 years old. The DNA traced back to the the people of southern Africa, the Ainu, the Twa, and the Khoisan. They had the same DNA. The oldest DNA, and that's the oldest DNA we found on the planet. You know what I mean? So, and this from South Africa, and they found this in South Carolina, 150,000 years old. Fast forward, 1526, came over here. It's about, I can't remember how many Africans it was. Spanish ship. We overthrew them, took them, mixed in with the other natives that were here. Boom, they came back 1562. I guess they got it right this time. They were armored up. Say, hey, we got to be, and they came over, started enslaving this and that. You had France, Spain. I think it was some Irish, but they were over here, and we had Moors over here, which were black people come from northern Africa. They were already here, and already had been over here settling. So, and that's how Columbus got the that's how Columbus got the map to get to the Western Hemisphere.
The Moors.
With the Moors, it's a Moorish map. So we been over here. So the 1619, I had to figure out like, well, why they beating that in our head so hard? Pause. It's supposedly the year of
accomplishment
of chattel slavery, the transatlantic slave trade. But they really had been going. It had been started. You know what I mean? With the transatlantic when it became a business. So I'm like, why are they trying to beat that in our head so hard, bro? You know what I mean? Why? Like, why? So,
I think you said it a while ago. They ain't gonna celebrate a loss.
They ain't gonna celebrate a loss, but I'm trying to figure out why they put that date. So, and I don't know what was it, but I think because what they used to enslave us so heavily was the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Christianity. So if we're going by Bible prophecy, and it said 400 years, at the end of 400 years, we'll be free. This in Deuteronomy. So say, oh, they trying to fulfill Bible. They trying to connect that too with each other to make us feel like the oppression that we've been suffering is something biblical, and you know what I mean. It's and we accept it more like, oh, we supposed to went through this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so. But really, the transatlantic slave trade, and I'm gonna get off of it. The transatlantic slave trade was revenge from the Europeans on the Moors. The Moors, because if you do your Googles, 7-Eleven, the Moors went into Spain and Italy and civilized the whole Europe because they were like, that was the Dark Ages. They were eating each other. They ain't had no soap, no. They slept in the same house with their animals. Mm-hmm. They had all types of disease. We took medicine, taught them how to put on clothes and all that good shit. So when they got on their feet, they overthrew them in around 1490, something like that. They overthrew the Moors, and then that's when they started coming over. And they said, we're gonna go to Africa. We're gonna enslave these motherfuckers. So I feel like that was just payback. Like we paying them back. You know what I mean? Because you gotta wonder, why would a motherfucker just instill hate in another people so much? So,
payback.
And I don't think the Moors were enslaving people, but they was up there, and niggas was having sex. You know what I mean? Niggas was fucking bitches. So you come around fucking our women, y'all motherfuckers come up here, you taught us how to read and write and talk and shit. Brush my teeth was black. You taught me how to brush my teeth. Then you fucking my bitch too. Like, man, look, man, I'm gonna kill one of these niggas, man. I'm gonna kill one of these niggas. They man, yo, we gotta kill these niggas. You know what I mean?
Hey,
yeah.
They say all beefs are behind a woman.
Telling you, boy, on the dead homies. I'm
Most,
telling you, boy, we dig deep enough, we'll probably find it. If we dig deep enough, a woman got something to do with it all.
The real ones know.